Good day, everyone. This is World Point Trades. Today, I will be sharing with you guys one of my most successful strategies that I use to trade in, especially the US30. You know, a lot of people don't have issues with trading the US30, and a lot of people also encounter issues with trading the US30, especially because of its volatility. But I have discovered that strategy, and it took me months and years of fine-tuning to be able to get it. Now, this strategy is a strategy that is based on trend, spotting the main trend at a given period. And one of the key aspects of it is that first is that your weekly has to be on trend. The weekly candle has to define that the trend is already up or is already down. And one of the key things that I make use of in order to determine that is the Bollinger Band, which means that my weekly candle has to be above the Bollinger Band. And then if the weekly candle is above the Bollinger Band, then I will now have to look at the daily candle to make sure it's also above the Bollinger Band. So this, because when the weekly is already up and the daily is up, which means that you can catch small retracements to key psychological levels. Then the next thing is that if you look at the chart, you see the psychological levels, very key psychological levels at 250, 500, 750, and 1000 psychological lines. So these are the key areas to watch out for price action. Because what's this strategy about? This strategy is about when you have either a daily candle or up to 2 to 3 consecutive daily candle being across the middle Bollinger Band 1, and 2 also being across the psychological lines. Then next thing is at the open of a new day, you now look out for how the 1 hour or the 4 hour reacts at that psychological level that it have already crossed on the daily. So which means that you use the weekly. Let me quickly go to the weekly. Looking at this candle that has the line, the point at which we were looking at it was 38,500, which means that it is already above the weekly middle Bollinger Band, which means the first aspect of our confirmation is already okay. Then second, let me quickly go to the daily. Then the daily, the second daily candle of the US30 is already above the middle Bollinger Band, but even though it is very close to the psychological line, that is 38,500, you can see that the next candle that starts, which is the candle we use to determine what happened, opened above the psychological level. So most times the candle, signal candle has to be also across. But if it is not across and then the new candle for the day jumps across, then it gives it it now opens above it. Then it is also a good confirmation. Now let's look at the 4 hours, because what we are expecting is for the 4 hour or the 1 hour, especially the 4 hour, to retrace down and stop at the line or stop across. It should be either the first to the fourth 4 hour of the day, and this is a very major strategy of mine. So let's look at the 4 hour. What's the reaction of the 4 hour at that point? It is the reaction of the 4 hour at that point. The candle just after the red line, you will see that it was a bearish 4 hours, which closed across. And once you enter at the end of that 4 hours, it moves So even if we assume that we enter at 38477, you put your stop loss 100 pips away, then you can target from 400. You can see how price keeps on moving till 39,500. Though most times I normally target like 500-600 points. So this is a strategy I normally use. You put your stop loss, you enter with your 4 hours, either stopping at the line or being across the line the first to fourth 4 hour of the day, and then you ride the trend till 500 or 600 pips. Now, key things I want everyone to understand is that it is only for between 1 to 3 candles that are consecutive. When it now moves to 4 or 5 or 6 consecutive candles, the signal becomes weak. And one other aspect of this signal is that you don't trade it on a major news day, and not all news are affected by it. It's a very strong signal. So most times US interest rate, you don't trade it on that day. CPI, you don't trade it on CPI day. So most of those days I stay off the market, no matter the signal I see. The CPI, the PCE, I also stay off, and also any major elections, and also quarterly GDPs are also days that affect indices and futures, so I stay off. I would also be showing other reactions of where this kind of signal occurs on the daily time frame of the US30. Okay guys, this is another strategy also that is daily continuation strategy based on psychological levels trading. And in this strategy, in particular price action, just like in the previous one I previously explained, the weekly is still above the weekly middle BB. Let me just quickly show you so that we know we are all on the same page. Okay, here the weekly is still above the weekly middle BB, which is the number one prerequisite of confirmation for this strategy. Then on the daily we have about 3 candles across the middle BB, and then after the 3 daily candles across the middle BB, then we'll be looking at what does the 4th daily candle, what was its reaction. And the reaction you have to look out for is the 4 hour or the daily stop, or even if it's across the major psychological line, which is 4,500. And let's see what happens on the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, you can see the 5th 4 hour for the day stopped at 4,500, and you can see how the price subsequently moved up by 400 pips. Most times, one thing I also want to let us know is that the first and just second consecutive candles of the day are always the more stronger candle. But once it's the third, if it is 3 candles on a row, the third candle just target 300 to 400 pips. But the first, if it is just a candle above the middle BB or 2 candles across or above the middle BB in a clear area, it's a very, very strong signal. So guys, if you find this interesting, kindly subscribe to this channel. In the coming weeks, I'll be showing you guys my live trading and how I'm able to maximize and take advantage of opportunities that I see using the US30 with my psychological levels and with the trend backing it up. Guys, till we'll see some other time, I will keep you guys posted with other happenings. You can always follow this channel, subscribe to this channel, and you would always get very good information about my strategies, my learnings, and my journey. Thank you guys. See you next time.